My beloved, I need you to lean in and listen with every ounce of your spirit today, because the enemy does not always come wearing a mask of terror. He often comes wearing a smile. There are individuals walking among us, shaking our hands, speaking words that drip with honey, and yet their souls are rotten to the core. They are not merely difficult people or pessimists. They are human demons. And I choose those words with precision because Scripture itself reveals that the spiritual realm constantly collides with the natural world. There are vessels walking in flesh that are actively used by the darkness to dismantle the lives of the unsuspecting. So the pressing question is this: will you recognize them before the trap snaps shut? Far too many people drift through their entire existence completely oblivious to the fact that they are being steered by a human demon. They label them as friends, co-workers, family members, or romantic partners, never realizing that these individuals were strategically dispatched to hijack their destiny. And the instant you fail to perceive the threat, the instant you refuse to flee, you will find yourself drowning in a storm that you could have sidestepped entirely. Hoping for the best in people is noble, but it is not enough. You must cultivate the ability to discern the spirit that drives the person, because every human carries a spiritual force behind them, and some of those forces are on a mission to steal, to slaughter, and to annihilate. The very first marker is the glaring absence of empathy. Listen closely. A human demon will consistently demonstrate an eerie capacity for cold, calculated detachment. When you are suffering, they remain unmoved. When you are celebrating, they grow uncomfortable. When you are in desperate need, they are conveniently unavailable. They possess a masterful skill for twisting your emotions, but they will never, ever share in your pain. Genuine friends, true allies, weep with you when you weep and rejoice with you when you rejoice. But a human demon is frozen. They do not mourn your losses, nor do they celebrate your wins. They are merely spectators in the theater of your existence, biding their time, waiting for the perfect moment to hurl chaos directly into your path. And you must detect this early, because if someone cannot feel your struggle, they are not your comrade. Run. The second sign is the relentless machinery of manipulation. You see, some people are not who they appear to be. And human demons are virtuosos at constructing a false reality around them. They will contort your words, sow confusion, and make you doubt your own senses. One day they are your fiercest advocate, and the next they are your harshest critic. You will catch yourself perpetually tiptoeing around them, plagued by the nagging question, did I do something wrong? You are not imagining it. This is the craftsmanship of a human demon in motion. They feast on your uncertainty, and their power multiplies as your self-assurance crumbles. And let me make this crystal clear. Manipulation is not a character flaw. It is a weapon wielded by the spiritually bankrupt. The second you notice this dynamic, the second you feel your soul being drained, escaping is not cowardice, it is wisdom. The third sign is the shroud of secrecy and hidden motives. Every human demon operates with a concealed agenda. They never work in the open. Everything is veiled in deceit. They grin while they scheme. They extend a hand while they sharpen a blade. You will catch glimpses of it in minor incidents at first. A whisper here, a biting remark there. But it is all part of a larger blueprint to sabotage your life. And you might wonder, why would anyone do this? Because the adversary has perfected the art of using human agents to execute destruction. Your success intimidates them. Your growth terrifies them. And your joy is an offense to the darkness that governs them. And here is the revelation. Secrets and ulterior motives are never signs of affection. They are blaring warnings of peril. Run while you still possess the strength. The fourth sign is the unrelenting torrent of criticism and belittlement. There is a vast chasm between constructive feedback and destructive condemnation. A human demon will never uplift you. They will never edify you. Nothing you do is ever sufficient. Your efforts are ridiculed, your aspirations mocked, and your goals demeaned. And the most insidious part is that they do this while wrapped in a cloak of false concern. They will say, "I'm only trying to help you." Yet their true intent is to siphon your spirit, erode your confidence, and make you question the very gifts God placed inside you. Hear me now. If someone persistently makes you feel smaller, weaker, or inadequate, they are not your friend. They are a human demon. And the longer you linger, the deeper the wound becomes. Run. The fifth sign, and perhaps the most treacherous of all, is the trail of devastation left in every relationship they touch. Human demons do not come to construct, they come to demolish. Wherever they go, havoc follows. Friendships crumble, businesses collapse, families fracture, marriages shatter. And here is the truth you must grasp. This pattern is never accidental. If someone consistently generates turmoil wherever they step, it is not misfortune. It is a spiritual fingerprint. And when you identify this, you must move with urgency. Scripture instructs us that the righteous should distance themselves from evil, and sometimes that distance requires you to sprint as fast as your legs will carry you. Protecting yourself, your household, and your future is not selfish. It is obedience. Now, I know some of you are wrestling with this, thinking, but I love this person and I want to rescue them. Listen carefully to what I am about to say. There is a monumental difference between assisting someone and being exploited by someone. When you uplift the righteous, you are building a legacy. When you enable the wicked, you are carrying destruction. And the gravest error you can commit is believing that your love has the power to transform a human demon. They do not function in love. They function in deception, manipulation, and obliteration. And if you are not cautious, you will become their next casualty. Run. So, how do you fortify yourself? How do you safeguard your spirit, your mind, and your destiny? You must develop discernment. You must study patterns, not isolated episodes. You must heed the still, small voice within that whispers warnings. You must examine the fruit of every relationship, because the fruit will inevitably expose the root. And if the fruit is decayed, the root is poisoned. And if the root is poisoned, the only recourse is separation for the sake of your life, your future, and your peace. I want to impart something powerful to you. Your destiny is hallowed ground. Your life is not a sandbox for the enemy to toy with. God has ordained you for greatness, and the adversary knows this. That is precisely why he dispatches human demons disguised as friends, as relatives, as partners, to distract you, to derail you, to dismantle you. And the instant you awaken to this spiritual reality, you will cease to be a victim. You will become a warrior. You will become someone who defends their life, their family, and their purpose. Understand this. Running is not defeat. Running is intelligence. Running is spiritual shrewdness. And when you purge toxic individuals from your sphere, when you sever ties with human demons, you create room for God's favor, for authentic companionship, for tranquility, for advancement. You cultivate an atmosphere where your destiny can thrive. You shed the burdens that were never yours to carry. You stop fighting skirmishes that do not belong to you. And you will begin to witness the hand of God moving in ways you never anticipated. I implore you today, open your eyes. Scrutinize every relationship in your life. Ask yourself, is this person building me or breaking me? Are they empowering me or depleting me? Do they bring serenity or strife? And when the answer becomes undeniable, muster the courage to flee. Do not linger. Do not manufacture excuses. Do not rationalize their malevolence. Protect your existence. Protect your spirit. Protect your destiny. Because remember this, the enemy will not always assault you openly. He often strikes through people, through human demons. And the moment you fail to identify them, you hand him the keys to your mind, your heart, and your future. But the moment you discern, the moment you act, the moment you separate, you slam the door on destruction and fling open the door to divine favor. The line between victory and defeat frequently hinges on your ability to perceive the darkness before it devours you. So I say to you today, wake up, be vigilant, test the spirits behind every face, every smile, every utterance. Do not be naive. Do not be blinded. And remember, running is not a symptom of fear. It is a mark of wisdom. Your life is precious. Your destiny is sacred. and no human demon has the authority to touch it. Let me also tell you this. Human demons are often disarmingly charming. Yes, they can be magnetic, persuasive, and even inspiring at first blush. They flash smiles that seem genuine, speak with fiery conviction, and make promises that sound like heaven itself. But do not be deceived. Charm is a tool in their arsenal. It disarms you, lures you, and ensnares you in a web of illusion. You may convince yourself that this person is different, that their intentions are pure, but intentions are invisible. Actions are the only reality. Watch what they do, not what they say. Words can fabricate, but deeds always unveil the truth. Sometimes human demons enter your life disguised as golden opportunities. They present partnerships that look lucrative, mentorship that appears invaluable, or friendships that feel supportive. But gradually, almost imperceptibly, they begin to extract more than they contribute. They drain your vitality, sow discord among your loved ones, and complicate your existence unnecessarily. And here is where most people stumble. They stay, convincing themselves, I can fix this. I can help them. I can turn this around. But listen to me. Some situations are not yours to repair. Some people are not yours to change. They are meant to be avoided. I recall a story of a man I once knew, brilliant, ambitious, ablaze with vision. He encountered someone who seemed supportive, even spiritual. But over time, that person became a perpetual source of anxiety, fear, and uncertainty. Every time he attempted to advance, they erected obstacles. Every time he achieved a milestone, they whispered venom to others to undermine him. The tragic part? He did not realize the truth until far too late that this individual was a human demon. By then, the damage was irreversible. Relationships were shattered, opportunities evaporated. And all of this could have been circumvented if he had recognized the warning signs early and chosen to run. Another thing to observe is how human demons react when confronted with truth. A person with a healthy spirit may receive correction with humility, even if it stings. But a human demon will retaliate with hostility, deflection, or manipulation. They will invert the narrative, point the finger at you, or rally others against you. And you might ask, why do they respond this way? Because truth illuminates them, and darkness instinctively recoils from light. When someone consistently reacts with aggression toward honesty, when they steadfastly refuse accountability, you are not dealing with an ordinary person. You are confronting spiritual corruption encased in flesh. Do not underestimate the subtlety of their influence. Some human demons are patient. They do not strike openly. They wait for moments of vulnerability, moments when your guard is lowered, when your emotions are raw, when you are desperate. And in that critical moment, they strike, planting seeds of doubt, fear, and division. You may not even register it at first. You may think, I'm overreacting, or maybe I'm being paranoid. But the spirit driving them never rests. Their goal is not fleeting discomfort, it is permanent devastation. And if you fail to recognize it, if you fail to act, the tempest will arrive and you will wonder how you got swept into it. Human demons also thrive on competition. If they perceive you advancing, progressing, achieving, they cannot celebrate with you. Instead, they feel threatened. And that threat manifests in subtle ways. Ridiculing your accomplishments, questioning your competence, spreading malicious rumors, or deliberately withholding support. And sometimes they execute this under the guise of love or advice. This is why discernment is so critical. Learn to distinguish between counsel that builds and criticism that destroys. Learn to differentiate between friendship that nurtures and presence that poisons. Another thing I want to emphasize: human demons are frequently experts at comparison. They will make you feel perpetually inadequate. Your possessions, your talents, your relationships, even your spiritual walk, they will measure you against others in ways that diminish you. They sow seeds of jealousy, envy, and insecurity. And if you are not vigilant, you will internalize their lies. You will begin to believe you are weak, unworthy, incapable, but you are not. Your worth is determined by God, and no human demon has the power to alter that. You must identify the falsehoods, resist them, and shield your mind from the venom of comparison. Let us also examine the long-term effects. Human demons, if left unchecked, will infiltrate every facet of your life, your family, your career, your finances, your mental and emotional health. They touch it all. They generate confusion, distrust, and division. And here is the danger. Sometimes we unknowingly invite them in because of naivety, misplaced loyalty, or blind affection. And while love is beautiful, it must never be naive. Love must be discerning. Love must safeguard the future. Love must honor destiny. And I want you to hear me with absolute clarity. Human demons are not always dramatic. They do not always shout or fight. Often, they are quiet, subtle, and strategic. They understand how to operate without attracting attention. They understand how to make you question your own judgment. They understand how to isolate you from your support system. That is why vigilance is non-negotiable. That is why discernment is indispensable. That is why comprehending the spiritual reality of human interaction is vital, because your peace, your future, your success, and even your salvation can be shaped by those you allow into your orbit. Finally, I want to remind you of the power of boundaries. You cannot change a human demon, but you can change your proximity. You cannot alter their spirit, but you can protect your own. You cannot control their actions, but you can control your responses. And sometimes the most spiritual action you can take is to declare, I will not permit this person to destroy what God has entrusted to me. I will step away. I will shield my life. I will honor my destiny. Because separation is not rejection. It is preservation. It is a proclamation that your life, your peace, and your purpose are far too valuable to gamble with. You must also understand this. Human demons feed on your kindness. Yes, they are attracted to generosity, patience, and compassion, because these are strengths they cannot replicate. And what do? They exploit them. They capitalize on your heart, knowing you will give when others would refuse. They borrow, manipulate, deceive, all under the guise of need. And because you are kind, you feel guilty when you say no. But listen, your kindness is not a license for destruction. Your compassion is not an invitation for exploitation. There is a difference between assisting the righteous and fueling the corrupt. The moment you recognize that someone repeatedly takes without giving, drains without replenishing, lies while you remain truthful, you are dealing with a human demon, and wisdom compels you to run, not debate. And let me speak about energy. You will notice something profoundly strange. You feel depleted after being around them. Not merely tired or annoyed, but as though your vitality has been sucked out. Your motivation wanes, your confidence falters, and even your spiritual life feels stagnant. And you may think, I just need to be patient. I just need to endure. But that is the exact snare. Human demons have a way of leeching life from others slowly, quietly, persistently. They cannot grow with you. They cannot celebrate with you. They cannot rise with you. And if you remain too long, you will find yourself entangled in their vortex of chaos. Your dreams will stall, your progress will be obstructed, and your spirit will weaken. Recognize this: your energy is sacred. Guard it, protect it, and if someone constantly drains it, run. Let us talk about consistency. One of the clearest signatures of a human demon is inconsistency. They are unreliable. They do not follow through. They make promises and break them. They offer help and then vanish. And it is not occasional, it is habitual. And you begin to question yourself, am I overreacting? Did I misinterpret? No, this is a pattern. Human demons are not accidental. Their behavior is intentional. They exist to destabilize, to create confusion, to sabotage. And when you witness the pattern repeated endlessly, the answer is not patience. The answer is separation. Run. And you will notice something else. They are masters of distraction. They will divert your attention away from what matters most. Your goals, your vision, your spiritual journey. They distract you with drama, gossip, and fabricated emergencies that are not yours. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, your focus shifts. You find yourself preoccupied with their chaos instead of pursuing your purpose. And here is the spiritual principle. Wherever your attention flows, your life follows. If you allow human demons to occupy your attention, they will steer your life toward ruin. Protect your focus, guard your mind, run from distraction disguised as friendship. There is also the matter of trust. You will notice that you cannot fully trust them. And I do not mean in trivial matters. I mean in anything significant. They will betray confidences, twist your words, and expose secrets that were never theirs to share. It is subtle at first. A careless remark, a small omission, but over time, it becomes a pattern. And you may say, but I thought I knew them. Listen to me. Trust is not given to those who have proven themselves untrustworthy. If someone consistently violates trust, they are not a partner, they are a predator. Run while you still have the chance to protect your life and relationships. Another powerful insight is that human demons are often resistant to accountability. You cannot correct them. They do not listen. They do not change. They justify, rationalize, and distort reality to fit their narrative. And this is a spiritual principle. Every righteous person can be corrected. Every person walking in truth can learn. But those operating under darkness will never submit to correction. And the longer you attempt to correct them, the more they will ensnare you in their web. This is why wisdom says, do not fight them. Do not reason with them. Do not try to win their heart. Protect your heart. Protect your peace. Run. And you will notice how they prey on vulnerability. The moment you are weak, uncertain, or hurting, they see it. And instead of offering support, they exploit it. They twist your emotions, manufacture chaos, and even use your pain against you in ways that leave permanent scars. And you may feel trapped, as though there is no escape. But the truth is, there is always a way out. Recognition is power. Awareness is freedom. And the first step to liberation is acknowledging that some people are not here to build. They are here to destroy. Let me tell you something crucial. Human demons often create illusions of loyalty. They may appear devoted, committed, even protective, but it is only a facade. Beneath the surface, they are plotting, waiting, scheming. And the moment you are vulnerable, the moment you trust too deeply, the moment you become dependent, they strike. And the agony of betrayal can be devastating because it comes from someone who seemed close, someone who seemed like family, someone who seemed irreplaceable. This is why discernment is not optional, it is survival. And do not neglect the spiritual dimension. Human demons cannot create, they can only destroy. They cannot bring blessings. They can only strip them away. They cannot empower. They can only deplete. And Scripture commands us to test the spirits, to recognize evil, to separate ourselves from destruction. This is not paranoia. It is wisdom. It is spiritual intelligence. And if you ignore these signs, you risk surrendering your life, your peace, and your destiny into the hands of someone who is not merely unhelpful, but actively malevolent. You must also grasp this. Human demons have a knack for infiltrating your inner circle. They are not always strangers. Sometimes they are family, colleagues, or partners. They hide behind titles, relationships, and familiarity. And that is why it is so perilous. They know your weaknesses, your patterns, your dreams, your fears, and they weaponize that knowledge against you. You may think, but I know them. I grew up with them. I trust them. Yes, trust is valuable, but discernment is critical. Familiarity does not equate to safety. In fact, sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones closest to you, because their access grants them the power to destroy quietly. Another thing, they provoke unnecessary conflict. They flourish on division where there should be unity. They plant seeds of discord. Siblings fight, friends turn against each other, colleagues betray one another, marriages crumble. And often it is subtle. A word here, a rumor there, a half-truth shared in confidence. And by the time the damage is visible, the chaos has already run its course. What is worse, they do it with a smile, making it seem as though they are concerned or helpful. But the reality is that the destruction is intentional. And if you cannot recognize this early, you will wonder why your life feels like a battleground while others around you are at peace. Human demons also specialize in creating dependency. They make you feel that you cannot function without them. They make you doubt your abilities, question your judgment, and rely on their guidance even when it is harmful. Slowly, subtly, they erode your independence, your confidence, and your power. And the dangerous thing is that because they are disguised as friends, mentors, or partners, you do not see it coming. Before you realize it, they have control over areas of your life that were meant to be yours. And the moment you recognize it, the only wise choice is separation. Run. And you will notice that they also resist accountability. They refuse to acknowledge wrongdoing. They never apologize sincerely. They twist situations to make themselves the victim. And this is consistent behavior, not occasional mistakes. When you confront them, they escalate, manipulate, gaslight, create confusion, and pull others into their schemes. And you may wonder, why are they like this? Because human demons operate under a spirit of corruption. Darkness resists light, chaos resists order, and deception resists truth. That is why trying to reason with them is dangerous. Your energy, your peace, and your destiny are far too valuable to gamble. Human demons also have a pattern of taking credit while shifting blame. They rarely accept responsibility for failures or mistakes. When something goes wrong, they find someone else to blame. And if you are around them long enough, you will find yourself carrying guilt that is not yours, defending decisions that are not yours, and apologizing for consequences you did not cause. All of this is done under a veneer of charm and persuasion. And here is the truth. Accountability is a hallmark of integrity. Avoiding accountability is a hallmark of corruption. And consistent avoidance is a spiritual warning sign. Another thing to be aware of is how they manipulate perception. Human demons are masters of influence. They know how to create narratives that make them look righteous while making you appear flawed. They know how to make others see you as difficult, unreasonable, or ungrateful. And while everyone else is confused, they continue to carry out their destructive agenda behind the scenes. And because the deception is subtle, it is easy to doubt yourself. That is exactly what they want. You doubting yourself, questioning your instincts, feeling trapped in a situation you should have avoided from the start. And let me tell you about envy. Human demons are rarely happy for your success. They celebrate nothing. They see blessings in your life as a threat. And this envy is not obvious. It is subtle. It shows in passive-aggressive comments, underhanded advice, dismissive laughter, or pretending to support you while secretly undermining you. The more successful you become, the more their envy grows and the more intense their manipulation becomes. And if you do not recognize it, you may find yourself entangled in battles you cannot win simply because you failed to heed the signs early. And you must pay attention to their consistency. One bad action is sometimes an accident. Two bad actions may be coincidence. But repeated patterns, repeated manipulation, repeated destruction, this is deliberate. Human demons are consistent in their inconsistency. They create drama, then disappear. They create fear, then pretend innocence. They create conflict, then pretend neutrality. And this pattern repeated over time is a clear sign of spiritual corruption in human form. The moment you recognize it, you must act decisively, protect your life, protect your family, protect your destiny. And another truth, human demons are always strategic. They do not act randomly. They study, they plan, and they execute with precision. And because they are patient, they wait for the perfect moment when your guard is down. They study your weaknesses. They study your routines. And they use what they learn against you. Often we overlook this because we think that evil always arrives with loud noises. But the most dangerous evil is quiet, calculated, and hidden in plain sight. That is why discernment is not optional. It is essential. Here is something you must pay attention to. Human demons often thrive on secrecy. They create private worlds that you are not invited into, and they operate behind closed doors. It is not always obvious. Sometimes it is a phone call, sometimes a meeting, sometimes a relationship you never knew existed. And slowly you realize that decisions affecting you, your family, or your career are being influenced by someone you trusted. But you were kept in the dark. The danger is not just the secrecy itself. It is what happens when deception goes unchecked. Secrets hide destruction. Secrets hide betrayal. Secrets hide manipulation. And if you fail to see it, you may find your life unraveling while you were busy trusting someone you thought was loyal. Another thing you will notice, human demons often play the victim. They manipulate others by creating sympathy for themselves. And it works. People who are naturally compassionate fall into their trap. They excuse destructive behavior because they are hurting or they have had a hard life. But let me tell you very clearly, true character is revealed in how a person treats others when no one is watching, not in how convincingly they perform suffering for attention. When someone constantly positions themselves as the victim while causing harm to others, you are not dealing with innocence. You are dealing with spiritual deception. Recognize it, do not rationalize it. They often create dependency through fear. They know how to make you believe that without them, disaster will come. They will subtly threaten, intimidate, or suggest that you cannot survive alone. And the moment you believe it, the trap tightens. Fear becomes a chain. Suddenly, what should have been freedom feels like imprisonment. This is why awareness is power. Fear cannot hold you if you recognize the source of it. You must see the chains for what they are: human demons attempting to control your life and remove yourself before the damage is done. Sometimes they pretend to care about your spirituality. They may speak of God, quote scripture, or appear to encourage you, but it is all a mask. Here is the danger. Spiritual camouflage is one of the most powerful weapons of a human demon. They speak of light while promoting darkness. They quote faith while planting doubt. They appear to guide while they mislead. Because many people respect the appearance of spirituality, they fail to detect the underlying corruption. The spiritual cost of ignoring this is high. You must learn to discern the heart behind the words, not just the sound of the words themselves. You will notice that human demons often attack through your relationships. They know that this to destroy you, they do not always need to attack you directly. They can manipulate others around you. They create division between spouses, children, and colleagues. They twist intentions, spread rumors, and set traps. You may find yourself questioning those closest to you because of the chaos they orchestrate. The key here is to recognize the source of the disturbance and not allow it to take root. Do not blame yourself for the actions of someone else's deception. Identify it, guard against it, and run from anyone who consistently sows confusion in your life. Another thing you will see, they provoke your emotions deliberately. Human demons feed on emotional responses. They know how to anger you, frustrate you, and push your buttons. The more you react, the stronger they get. They want you agitated, stressed, and off balance. because it makes you easier to manipulate. The most dangerous thing is that they often disguise this provocation as concern, advice, or playful banter. The moment you realize that someone's presence leaves you drained, angry, or anxious more than uplifted, you are seeing the fruit of a human demon at work. And fruit never lies. Watch for patterns of betrayal. One time may be a mistake, 2 times may be coincidence, but repeated betrayal is a signature. They promise loyalty, but when the moment comes, they abandon, undermine, or deceive. Because it is disguised in charm, you may not recognize it until the damage is done. Let me tell you, betrayal is a spiritual attack, not just a personal disappointment. Human demons thrive on betrayal. They operate under the principle of stealing, killing, and destroying. That is why you must protect yourself before they steal your peace, kill your joy, or destroy the opportunities that God has prepared for you. They often operate in cycles. You will notice periods of charm followed by periods of destruction. They build trust, then break it. They encourage, then discourage. They appear loyal, then betray. The cycle continues, wearing down your spirit, your confidence, and your resolve. The danger is that the longer you stay, the stronger the cycle becomes. The longer you allow them in your life, the more entrenched their influence grows. That is why recognition is vital. The moment you see the pattern, the moment you see the cycle, the moment you understand the threat, you must act. And sometimes acting means running. Let us not ignore the subtleties of manipulation. Human demons often disguise their intentions with words of wisdom, advice, or guidance. They will speak truth to you in one moment and twist it in the next. If you are not careful, you will begin to question your own judgment, your own instincts, your own perception of reality. This is one of their most dangerous tools, making you doubt yourself. When doubt takes root, the enemy gains access to your mind, your heart, and your destiny. That is why self-awareness, spiritual